Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am Harrison Graham, and on today's show, we're going to dive into some free agency rumors based on ESPN as they kind of went through their top 50 free agents and linked them all to different teams, what their best fit is, and the Patriots have been linked to a couple of these players, so we'll dive into that. I'll give my reaction as well, and just for a little background, the Patriots currently are expected to have around $72 million in cap space. That number could go up if A, they make a couple more moves, and B, the projected cap number may be a little higher than expected. So either way, the Patriots are in good standing when it comes to the salary cap, and they're going to have a lot of mobility during NFL free agency. Now, we're also going to react to Matthew Slater announcing his retirement later on in the show, and I got a challenge for you guys. In honor of the Slater man retiring, can we get at least 18 new subscribers for number 18? Come on, join the fam. If you think Matthew Slater should be a Hall of Famer, hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk about him a little bit later on. Okay, let's get into today's show. Christian Wilkins was the first free agent ESPN linked to the New England Patriots, and here's Matt Bowen of ESPN. He says that, I expect the Patriots to be active in free agency, and Wilkins has the position versatility to align all over the defensive front. He would pair nicely with Christian Barmore to give the first-year head coach Jerod Mayo two difference makers on the defensive interior. And it's a fun idea when you think about it. Christian Wilkins had the best year of his career in Miami this season. Of course, the Patriots should be pretty familiar with him, having gone up against him in the NFC East. He had 9 sacks as an interior guy, 23 quarterback hits as well. Also had a forced fumble. I'm a big fan of what Christian Wilkins brings to the table. And, you know, after a Chris Jones, you could argue he's the strongest interior player in free agency. And I agree with Bowen. If you pair him with Christian Barmore, I mean, that's a fun little combination that Jerod Mayo and company have to work with up front on that defensive line. So we'll see, you know, if he hits free agency. Pro Football Focus, as you look at his contract projection, believes he'll get the franchise tag, which is expected to come in at just under $21 million. Spotrac believes, you know, he's in that $20 million range per year on a new contract. So again, if you're going to go get him, it's going to cost probably $20 million per year. And you know, the Dolphins still may not let him free. He could end up getting franchise tag. But if he does free up, he would be a fun player to bring to New England. Now, would you give Christian Wilkins $20 million per year or more? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If he's a free agent, I would consider it because Patriots got a lot of money to spend, and he would be a premium player on this defense. So Y for yes, N for no. Let me know if you would pay Christian Wilkins at least $20 million per year. Sticking with the trenches, but flipping sides of the football, Jonah Williams also linked to the New England Patriots, the offensive tackle for Cincinnati. He flipped from the left side to the right this past season for the Bengals after they signed Orlando Brown, and it's not expected for him to re-sign in Cincy. Here's Bowen again saying, with both starting tackles in New England, Onwenu and Trent Brown set to hit free agency, the Patriots could shore up the edges of the offensive line with Williams, a Bengals mainstay this past season. He'd start at the right tackle spot for New England. And look, if you're going to lose both Trent Brown and Onwenu, and I think Trent Brown's for sure gone. I think Onwenu's kind of on the fence still. I could see him returning. But if you lose both those guys, then you have to fill at least one of those tackle positions in free agency. I do not think the Patriots have viable options on their roster outside of Brown and Onwenu that could step up and start. So you need to go sign someone, and then you fill the other one in the draft. I'm still open to re-signing Onwenu, and then maybe you still sign a Jonah Williams. He could play left tackle for you if you wanted, or you go get a left tackle in the draft. But one person from free agency, whether it's re-signing Onwenu, signing Jonah Williams, or someone else, needs to fill one of those two tackle spots. I would expect that to be the case. Now, in terms of what Williams would cost, a bit of a difference here between Pro Football Focus and Spotrac. PFF thinks he's going to be in the $15 million per year range. Spotrac is just under $11 million, so maybe you find something in the middle, $12-13 million bucks for Jonah Williams. Maybe go like 3 years, $40 million, 13 and change per year for him. We'd have to wait and see what that structure would look like. But you're going to have to spend at least $10 million a year to get a quality offensive tackle, and that is what Jonah Williams is, even though he didn't have the best year of his career last year. Now, pick an offensive tackle. Out of these three guys, who would you most like to have on this offensive line? If it's Jonah Williams, type JW. If you'd like to bring back Trent Brown, type TB. Or if you want to bring back Onwenu, type MO. If you had to pick just one guy, let us know who it is right now in the comment section below. Today's show is sponsored by our good friends over at Prize Picks, the best daily fantasy sports app on the planet and the largest one in North America. Start making money on a daily basis because it is daily fantasy made easy. Get signed up, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the code CLNS. It's very easy to play. 2 to 6 player entries. You choose more or less on the stat projections. You can cross over sports. You get started today. And some of the reasons why I like and love Prize Picks, to be honest, is it is an easy app to use. It takes less than a minute to submit your entries. It's the largest DFS app, which means credibility. 2 words, credibility. Daily specials are being offered. They have discounts sometimes on certain entries. You get that deposit match up to $100 with code CLNS. Tons of sports. Obviously, the NFL is over with right now, but you got the NBA, NHL, MLB, UFC. You got esports that are available as well for those into gaming. Go check it out. 2 to 6 player entries. You can win up to 25 times your money if you connect on a 6-player entry. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. The code CLNS gets you that deposit match up to $100. Okay, Kyle Duggar. So this ESPN exercise believes the Washington Commanders is the best fit for Duggar. They, of course, have a free agent safety of their own in Cameron Curl. Here's Bowen on this one of Duggar to the Commanders as a fit. He says, slotting the versatile Duggar into Dan Quinn's defense makes a lot of sense with his rare positional versatility, 6'2", 228. Duggar can be deployed at multiple levels in sub-package personnel to create impact production. Now, we've talked about this. Bringing back Kyle Duggar, in my opinion, is vital for New England. Number one, he's arguably your best defensive back on this football team. And number two, you cut Adrian Phillips, so if you lose Duggar, then you've got Jabril Peppers and a bunch of misfits at safety. Like, it's a big problem. Like, Kyle Duggar has been a damn good player for you. Like, I don't think you just let that go away. I just think he's too talented. He's still young. Yeah, he's going to cost a fairly pretty penny, but he's a good safety, man. And here's the deal, too. If you extend him, maybe you trade him a year or two into that extension. But right now, you need him on your football team. Now, you look at the contract projection, pretty similar. PFF thinks he's a prime franchise tag candidate, $16.2 million. Spotrac has him in that $16.5 million range on a multi-year deal. So he's going to get a lot of money. But, look, I think the Patriots tag him, at least initially. Like, again, to me, you don't just let this guy hit the streets. Now, if you want to talk me into a tag and trade, get like a day 2 pick for him, I can maybe get down with that if you feel confident you can replace at least most of his production for cheaper. But again, you're thin at safety without Kyle Duggar. So I think the best course of action is finding him back on this team, whether it's tag or long term. We'll wait and see what happens here. What do you think? Do you think the Patriots will franchise tag Kyle Duggar? If you do, type T for tag. If you don't, type W for they will not. They won't. Take a guess. Will the Patriots franchise tag Kyle Duggar? So those are the 3 free agents being rumored from ESPN. 2 coming to New England, 1 hitting the road. Matthew Slater. I mean, round of applause to a fantastic and very unique career as he announced his retirement after 16 seasons. Long message on the Patriots social media pages. You can see that there. But quick look at the resume. All 16 seasons of his career with New England. 10-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro. I think he's got a Hall of Fame case here, guys. To me, the Hall of Fame, like, at minimum, should have the best player at every position. To me, Matthew Slater is the best core special teamer in NFL history. A guy who was used as a gunner, played on all units of special teams, was a returner at some points in his career. Like, he was an All-Pro special teamer for multiple seasons, 10-time Pro Bowler. He was a glue guy. And look, you see a guy like Devin Hester getting in this past year. Obviously, Hester had more flash and touchdowns and stuff like that. But I think you're going to see a push for Matthew Slater to get into the Hall of Fame. Now, he's not going to be first ballot. It might take a while, but I would not be shocked, especially with the power of voices like a Bill Belichick, if Tom Brady goes public the year he's Hall of Fame eligible and says, hey, this guy was a massive difference maker. Like, I could see him getting in. I think he deserves to get in because to me, he's the best special teamer, just, non-return or special teamer of all time. He just did it all. I mean, he was excellent on those units. So, team captain, farewell to him. Great career in New England. Not surprised to see him walk away with Belichick no longer in the picture, but round of applause to Slates. Get the 18s in the comments. And again, let's get 18 or more subscribers for Slater. Let's honor him here on today's show, Patriots Today by Chat Sports. We'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.